A grim-faced man sifts through a pile of... He holds the damaged...
This was Halorn's blade. It was his first.
The point breaks away, leaving a jagged edge. The sword is shorter now, but it'll do...
Who are you?
He realizes, to his surprise, that he holds the weapon in his hand, ready for battle. He...
Bless and protect your humble servant.
He works fast, checking weapons to see if they're battle-ready. He thumbs the edge of a... He looks up from his work and grins.
Please, Armada, bless and protect your humble servant. And protect your humble servant.
Help you?
The fog is lifting.
Mattis rests upon the stool, humming a low... A dwarf stands by a young woman. He seems intensely focused on her, whispering and singing softly in her ear. She's staring blankly into space.
Blood and bone, fire and smoke, death and
And worse.
Hush now, Leia. They'll not hurt you again. You're safe now. Once Gareth gets back, we're going home. You'll see. He'll be fine.
The woman rubs her neck, raking her nails across her skin as she whimpers. As you hum, her rocking slows. She starts to fall in with the rhythm of your voice. As your song unfolds, she moves less and less. A worried look appears in her eyes. She looks into your eyes.
You're a really special person.
We don't have the time. Think, damn it. Gareth would know what to do.
Waiting for Gareth to...
The dwarf stares at you, his mouth agape.
I've never seen her react like that to anyone but Gareth. You're a miracle worker, and no mistake.
Howling dogs and men. Friends silently screaming through stitched mouths.
He puts his arm around her as she starts to...
She's delicate at the best of times. I asked Simone for something to help her relax, but Gareth's the only one who truly keeps her calm. If we didn't need her to remove Urdus' collar, she'd be safe somewhere far from here. And now the rescue's scuppered. It were all for nothing. We were part of the caravan headed to Fort Joy. Shiny collars and all. Gareth and the Seekers ambushed the caravan and freed us. Saved every one of us from that hell. But now he's off searching for weapons to take down them shriekers. And all we can do is sit here, thinking about the Godwoken we didn't save.
From fragments to whole.
She ain't detailed, but she ain't wrong. Someone to replace Lucian and push back the Voidwoken. Someone to restore order. There's ways.
Barking dogs in wolves' clothing. Teeth in the sea.
Aye, there's enough of them about. But don't you... What do you think, Leia?
She looks nervously at you. You feel the collar slowly twist on your neck. After some time, with a creak of tortured metal, it snaps and falls broken.
Lucian be praised. She's not tried to use her powers once since Gareth left. That were really something.
She slumps back into her seat as Duggan pats her back.
Well done, lass. Well done.
Gareth would know what to do.
Please, Armada.
Now that's a kindness. Thank you, friend.
Your humble servant.
A young man in oversized armor.
Hush, Bonnie Barn, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky. The seven watch o'er us, you're safe in bed. So close your sweet eyes and rest your wee head.
Smoke and screams. Echoes of death. Gareth, please come back.
Your humble servant.
Every approach blocked.
He glances up. In quick succession, he becomes aware of both your presence and the fact that you're not a familiar face.
Who the blazes are you? A sorcerer. Indeed, a seeker can always recognize a sorcerer when they see one. You met Verdus. Oh, then he's as good as dead. We're the seekers he spoke of. We were supposed to free him. Instead, we've failed him. You, a Godwoken? Surely not. You could be important. But there's no way to be certain until we've left this...
The young man
That's easy. The Magisters have us cornered. They're his weapon, but he hasn't returned. If Sir Gareth doesn't come, you'll help us.
His shoulders...
Thank you. allies are in short supply. Please, ask. Whatever helps. The Magister flagship, we came to, well, and on Sir None, the masked, speak to her.
The birds are asleep.
Hey, you. Let me see what you've got under there. Go on. Show me your... pecker. Until next time. Here today, gone tomorrow.
An illusion.
Life's a dream.
This fellow must be quite proud of himself. Clever.
Didn't I tell you to leave? Wasn't I clear that you're not welcome?
You can't teach...
That was even easier than I thought. Pathetic boy. Ha! Poor idiot. That was even easier than I thought. That was even easier. That was even easier than I thought. Ha!
It's a riddle, isn't it? A conundrum. What's it you'll have to solve? I thought you looked clueless, all right? Thing is, it's about the letters, isn't it? One for each thing. Easy. Yeah, sure. Hope you don't die. Well, nice to meet you too. Rude.
You come to find. You come to search. But you won't find the way. A pity. Brachus has willed it. Trompdoy must abide. You have met the unfortunate guardian of this vault. Fate has been unkind to Trompdoy, and so has Brachus Rex. Do you wish to move forward? Listen closely and make your attempt. Brachus is a bloody, rotten, thieving, very, very awful fellow. Some even call him a cur. A cur is... Either you're very good at guessing, or the slightest bit clever. Listen closely, and make your attempt. Source is a scourge, a devil, a misery, a blight, a hex, a curse. And yet, the cure is... Perhaps you're not totally incapable after all. Or maybe Trompdoy. It doesn't matter in any case. The path is open. Go freely. I know little, but you have proven yourself a knowing traveler. Brachus Rex discovered the... Brachus Rex, Trompdoy was...
Open your eyes. Time to die.
something nearby.
You'll see what's real when it stabs you in the eye.
Something nearby.
As you pick up the ring, you feel a cold, dark pain shoot up. You don't hear, but feel a whisper in your ear. You are floating a few inches above the ground. You were a genius maze builder, clear of mind, sharp of wit.
That's plenty.
The jar on the plinth before you seems ancient, but is in surprisingly good condition. It's covered in... The pictograms spin to life, and you're dragged into a dream. As you roam, the human apes, he promises power. You try to fight. He promised he'd take me. Your hand drops away from the soul jar, your skin prickling. In the back of your mind, you hear a small, scared voice whimper before fading to nothing. You see a shape emerge from the ruins of the broken jar, a lizard in the finest necromancer robes. It grudgingly nods at you as it starts to fade from the mortal realm.
Farewell to flesh. Farewell to bone. Farewell.
The long-dead lizard's visions fade.
I can't help but sympathize with him. He just wanted to go home.
No amount of loneliness excuses wickedness. He helped a monster for selfish reasons.
What he did shames his people.
You made it all this way.
He trembles and seems to shudder with...
I'm cursed, you know. Bloody Brachus bound me here to protect his vault. He has my soul in that jar. As long as the jar stays unbroken, I can never truly die. I don't rightly know. This was the Source King's way. Befriend you, then destroy you. I was a fool to expect I'd be an exception. His favor was intoxicating. Really? You would?
He drops to his knees before you and grabs onto your feet with both hands, head hanging.
Thank you.
A soul jar rests between two fallen columns, emanating a faint odor of seaweed and timber. When you touch the glass, you emerge on the prow of a fine ship. Your armor pulses with enchantment, dominating those who draw near. Your flag flies for Brachus Rex, a tyrant who traded for your soul. With his power, your flesh and blood is no longer relevant. The vision fades as the soul thrashes, trying to sever your connection. To be soulless is a horrible, empty fate. You seek out Brachus's vault, but the moment you reach the soul jar, he ensnares you. Thus imprisoned, you can only dream about what is out of reach. Your soul and that alluring armor. The vision shatters as the soul squirms away from you, curling up in the bottom of the jar. The soul jar pulses with trapped life force. As the soul spills from the broken jar, the arm in your bag revolts. It clambers out and falls to the floor. Shaking fingers fold into a crude gesture, one final insult before the bones go still. What remains of the outraged soul molds itself into a defiant skull, glowering at you before it vanishes.
Snake! Worm! Look at that wand. It hums within a source.
The soul jar stands on its plinth, glowing softly. You see, or rather, you feel. Your vision, the scene twists. You feel a jolt and open your eyes to see this. As you remove the lid, a fresh wind fills the room. For a moment, you think you smell pine, and then power. For a moment, you're seeing through someone else's eyes. You behold a dungeon, a deck of cards in your hand, and a pair of The necromancer's memories fade to black, but the feelings remain.
They may have been a necromancer, but they did not feel evil. Misguided, but...
Anyone who marches at the head of an undead host deserves whatever punishment they get.
One must wonder how many more lives they took. How much misery the scum caused.
This jar glitters and glows. With a jerk, the door opens. The dwarf mutters as she's dragged. You pull your hand away from the jar. The vision fades.
She must have been acting against Brachus Rex, for him to have come for her like that.
Keeping the dead as slaves. What a disgusting display. She deserves every punishment she got.
Being locked in a tower was more kindness than any necromancer deserves.
The jar before you may have... The soul jar rocks slightly, light flashing from underneath its lid. As soon as you touch the vision, a shadow falls across her, and you see a large, weeping face. As you pull your hand away, you can... The terrible vision fades.
While she lived a selfish life, she seems to have repented.
Whatever a person may have done in life, they can always be redeemed.
However her life began, it ended well. No one should be damned because of their youth.
The deity's head and hands are missing, severed as if by a sword. You can't tell if this was meant to be symbolic somehow, or a mere act of vandalism. As you take in its chiseled details, you have a vision. The statue comes to life and embraces you awkwardly with its broken arms. Unable to resist, you're flown away into an endless dark.
That shrine seems to have brought me here. What is this place?
The helmeted figure before you slowly turns to face you. He raises his weapon, a great ethereal sword, and rushes forward, ready to strike you. The figure plants a foot before you and swings his sword down, hard, stopping short just over the base of your skull. The sword seems to hesitate, enticing the fine hairs on your neck upward.
What are you waiting for? Fight!
The figure charges you head on, ready to plunge the sword into your chest. As he charges, he suddenly evaporates into the ether, passing through your body. Deep, dark cold blooms in every particle of your body. The figure materializes behind you and grabs your head with one hand, pressing his sword to your throat with the other. If you so much as breathe too suddenly, it will slice your jugular with ease.
You are my champion? How I wasted my efforts saving you as the ship went down. The Divine is dead. Voidwoken haunt the night. Do you think I would let my people, our people, suffer so deeply without intervening? I chose you to be my champion, but it seems I've chosen wrong.
He staggers back, holding his nose. The wound on your neck quickly knits together. He smiles.
You may do well after all. Recognize me. You are my champion, and I am your god.
He lifts his visor. Two deep green eyes fix you in their stare. In an instant, you know you are speaking to Ralik, god of all humans.
In a moment of weakness, we were led astray. We have suffered greatly for our mistakes, and our people along with us. But now, Now there may be a way to mend what has been broken.
I see a spark in you. The beginnings of a fire that may blaze our path back to preeminence in Rivellon. This is why I've chosen you. To lead humankind back toward divinity.
This is why you are my selected. My Godwoken. Let me show you.
A great surge of power arrests your heart, your mind. When it passes, you feel ecstatic, replete.
You may have noticed I've tried to help you on your journey. I blessed the water beneath your feet so that it would aid you. Now you have the power for yourself. And this is only the beginning. More and greater powers await you, if only you will seek them. Only one like you can wield them. One marked for greatness. One who can either rise to this great task or let his people fall to ruin. Capability is learned, so too experience. What I need is not the wisdom of experience, but the fire of potential. This I see within you. Above all my many children, I hope I am not wrong. Your purpose will be great, but the first step is simple. Escape the grasp of those who would do you harm. You and you alone must safely leave this place. You and you alone must rise above the reach of minor people.
Rallic visibly bristles at the mention of your companions.
I am not the only of the seven seeking a champion, my child. Your friends may have been similarly summoned by powers that threaten the very existence of our race.
He casts his gaze over the war below, where God fights God in a relentless, bloodless battle.
Times have changed. The gods are at war. The victor will choose the terms of peace. If we fail, if you fail, our race may well be lost. A father knows when he may trust in his children, and when he must intervene. I know that you will succeed, if you choose it. Do not disappoint me.
Sabine is pensively tracing a new name on her arm, gilded letters in an ancient alphabet.
Sabille. My own name. A little gift from Tirsen Dilius. Leave it to a god to be overly dramatic. Must be a celestial party game. Or maybe he wanted to teach me a lesson. If the latter, he has much to learn.
I'd say we should stop to talk, but I'm swamped.
Extinguished. Thank you.
Yes.
The menacing skeletal guardian looks at you wearily, then yawns.
So you dare defy the will of Brachus Rex, prepare to be destroyed, and so on and so forth. Let's get this over with. I've enthusiasm for putting you back in the ground, so I can return to... I hope this brings the discussion to an end. I don't like being roused from slumber, only to be greeted by such banality. I was raised immediately. In a few moments, I dare say you will discover that information firsthand.
She moans impatiently and taps her bony foot.
Yes, I know he's dead. I am still obligated to perform his wishes. He may not live, but... Where Brachus Rex is concerned, I take no charge.
Are extinguished. Thank you. The flames are extinguished. Thank you. Thank you.
bonny bird, now don't you cry. The birds are asleep, the moon's in the sky.
Magisters? Here? I thought these marshes were abandoned.
Can't believe we lost so many men and still didn't get through the last gate.
To arms! The dead are back. Keep an eye out for their void-woken pets.
You can't let it purging sticks for
The Magisters scramble for their weapons, but...
You've more flesh on your bones than our last visitors. Who are you? You picked a terrible place to get lost, friend. This isn't exactly a scenic spot. Our brothers have a seeker cornered. We caught. Little did the fool know that we've already moved everything we could get our hands on. He'll die for less than nothing. On their way to the Lady Vengeance for further study. Dallas was right about what we... Her information was flawless as ever. It's as if Lucian himself whispers in her ear. They have attacked? Hell's teeth, we can't sit here and do nothing. Our brothers can handle one seeker without us.
May Lucian guide me.
Back, you fool! Can't you see we're under fire?
Stay back. We have the dog.
Stand down. No one
Stay
else
back.
needs to die.
We have. Stay back. We have.
Skill, my friend. Let's focus it on a righteous cause, shall we? the face of danger is inspiring, my friend. Lucian guided your blows rightly.
His eyes travel from your face to your feet, then back again.
You're clearly no magister. Dirty face, haphazard garb. How'd you come to be here? Name's Gareth. I'm a seeker. I can give you shelter and hope. Ah, good. Then you know us. And you know we can help you. And perhaps you can help us. I came looking for a way off the island. Getting out of here means taking a ship. A magister ship. And they're not just going to give us one out of the goodness of their hearts. I came looking for weapons. Powerful ones. Wicked ones. May Lucian forgive me. Weapons that will clear a path to Dallas's flagship.
Gareth looks about, scanning the horizon. Then...
I can't stay. You shouldn't either. What did Lucian say? Ah, yes. Evil feasts on the indolent. Get yourself to safety, and soon. You'll always have a place at the Seeker's table.
Look! A large ship sits just offshore.
can hear you. Captain, is that you?
A young Magister tenderly fingers 2 fresh gashes across his eyes and face. His fingertips hesitate over his closed eyes.
Stop! Stop! Who goes there?
He raises his sword.
State your name! Now! Groat! I don't know any Groat. Tell me the truth. Who are you? I'm sorry, I can't see anything. So, how much did you hear back at the fort? I don't know how it all went so wrong so fast. We came to get the purging wands from Brachus's old armory. Loaded up the last of them without any trouble. The cart was good going. But we hit a snag. Those bloody skeletons had laid a trap for us. They turned the cart, pulled us out by our hair. We lost Faray. Landon and I beat the rest back. But not before one of them got me across the ice. Sure, yeah, go ahead. How bad is it? I really should. Do you think you could look after the cart? I can get myself back to the fort fine. After all these expeditions, I know the way well enough.
He reaches out and feels for your shoulder. He shakes it twice, then reaches up and pats your cheek, probably a little harder than he means to.
Thank you. I can get myself back to the fort fine. After all these expeditions, I know the way well enough. Thank you.
The bear cub looks at you, eyes filled with sadness. The cub stifles a sob.
I want my mum.
The bear cub blinks, sniffles.
Like me, I guess. Only bigger. You seen her, mister?
The cub is downcast.
I want my mum.
The cub sadly watches you go. It sniffles, sobs, mewls, sighs, then whispers.
I want my mum.
Such barbarism. What happened here?
The Seeker's head twitches upwards as you approach. He struggles to focus his gaze upon you. A low moan escapes his cracked lips. His eyes close, and his head sags forward. You thought you'd already seen the full depths of Magister cruelty.
A quick death would be a blessing to these unfortunates.
A blade through the heart would be a kindness to these lost souls.
We were lucky not to meet the same end as this lot. We can honor them by a...
Smoke, blood and carnage. The Magisters didn't spare a single Seeker.
What's this? I found something.
I've spotted something.
An old elf's pained gaze.
Dear ones, not like this. Not like this. Not like this. Certainly there are. More ahead aboard the ship. They're as good as my family. So much pain. They are changed. That Dallas woman did something to their minds. They won't be moved and they can't be healed. They resisted at all costs. They can't even be healed. Using such magic on them would kill them now. Such beautiful souls, corrupted by such evil. I can't. Stay away from shriekers if you want to live. I know not how much longer my friends here have.
Mercy.
The bear cub looks at you. The cubs.
I want my mum.
The bear cub blinks.
Like me, I guess. Only bigger. You seen her, mister?
Panic and sorrow fight for position on the cub's face. It fights hard not to cry.
Oh no. Oh no, not my mum. I'll go find her. Mum, I'm coming!
The grief-stricken cub hurries off.
Void walking!
The rat looks guilty.
I don't look guilty. All right, I look guilty. It's just, well, the food here is so good. All this death and rot. It's good pickings here for a rat who's not too picky about said pickings. You think I like it? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to cower...
The rat closes its eyes and sits there trembling. The cub looks up at you with the saddest eyes you've ever seen.
It is you! The feeling is mutual. I can't tell you how grateful I am for your kindness. Now I'm just trying to get used to life as a pig. It's not so easy. I never did enjoy truffles. Well, I can trace it all back to Brachus Rex, of course. Many of us opposed his reign. Few dared to speak against him. A few of us wizards took the chance, though. We figured if we spread the word of his deeds, we might encourage enough people to come together, find a way to take him down. But we underestimated the cowardice of our comrades. All we succeeded in doing was being branded heretics and brought to Brachus Rex's court. The results were horrifying. A double curse, turned into pigs and set aflame for eternity. I like not being on fire, so I don't want to complain too much about the pig part. I'm afraid I've never pursued knowledge, so I'm not sure. I have prayed to Armadia, but she offers no answers. Really? Oh, what wonderful... I'll head that way now. I hope to see you there.
Frozen ground in the middle of a swamp. What's going on? A winter dragon? What on earth is it doing chained up here?
Unreadable glyphs mantle this ancient... The dragon rakes the earth, icy chords, quakes from the impact knock you back. The freed dragon looks sick and pale. As you approach, he stretches his tattered wings weakly and fixes his intense gaze upon you. Frozen tears glint in his eyes.
My gratitude for your efforts, friend. Yet I am no more free now than I was in those chains. But of course, that must be why you stand before me. Slain called to the Lord of Death, and here you are. A coincidence? Ah. My soul is bound to joyless obedience. Purged of my source by the witch Rebecca. I was in love. Allow? She trekked far, and I can feel her dark.
The dragon sniffs and rakes at the ground with one rake.
A thought cannot mend a soul. A prayer cannot heal what has been ruined. That you would even ask such a question of a stranger already in your debt. There is much goodness within you, but this task would not be easy. She consumed all my source with her purging wand. So long as she holds it, she has absolute control over me. You would have my gratitude.